All right, what is up, sports fans? We are back for another episode of The Fan in the End. I'm your host, as always, Stephen Rychel, and the big man to the right, as per usual, Mr. Ben Troupe. Ben, how are we feeling this morning, my friend?
Man, listen, another day in paradise, another 24 hours to get on somebody's nerves. I don't know who you are out there, but I am coming for you. I am renting space in your mind, whether it's through listening to me on The Fan in the End, you see me in one of these supermarkets. Don't stare at me. What you want? Ask me a question. All that looking at me, following me on each aisle. I'm just saying, maybe I'm just giving y'all a little insight on my life. But no, man, it's always great to be on with you. Steven, man. I mean, it's fun. It's fun every day. It's like,
yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Monday was the recording of our special interview with Ricky Waters. Guys, keep your ears and eyes out.
Dope. I mean, I'm still trying to come off that high a little bit because, I was like, I'm not gonna be this person that have certain people on and act like they ain't. I'm like, hey, dude, you Ricky. And when he said, I'm not gonna give y'all the interview, y'all gonna have to tune in. But we didn't realize how nice his nickname was until he told us kind of what it was. I said, that's pretty dope, man. Like to have your team. And
he had me going. Turn the water on.
That is so hard, though, man. Let the water run. Turn the water. So the defense is saying, turn the water off. Turn it off. Turn it off. No. Turn it on. Let it run. Hey, man. But it's shows like this, and being able to talk to former players that grew up watching, rooting for, rooting against, loving, hating. It's just dope to see them on this side talking about their career, what they're doing now, how they're impacting lives now. But Ricky Waters, listen, if you got a running back and he is from Harrisburg, PA, recruit him. Recruit him right now. Put him on your team. And if his name might not be Waters or McCoy, but he's going to be nice. They are not allowed to have okay running backs out of Harrisburg. They I don't know what they got in the water up there in PA, but it's crazy.
Yeah. For the fans listening, not sure what's going on with Irving. We had scheduled this a week ago. Sent him his reminder yesterday. Sent him a reminder about an hour ago. Haven't heard quite heard from him. We're gonna be on here for almost 2 hours, so he's got plenty of time to catch up with us. We ain't stopping the wheels from turning. We're gonna have some fun this morning like we always do. And I'm gonna start this off with picking a little fun at our Dallas Cowboys. Listen. The Cowboys Nation decided it was a good idea on Father's Day because Dak has really good numbers against his divisional foes in the regular season, right? Sitting there saying, I hope the NFC East wishes Dak a happy Father's Day because he's 38-8 against the NFC in his 10 years in there. Yeah. So I'm gonna drop this little nugget, right? He is among the worst quarterbacks in NFL history in the playoffs. That's not a list I want to be on if I'm Dak Prescott. Wow. Now I know a lot of people are hype about it, and even his owner and general manager is hype about this. Jerry's out there saying they ain't going to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. Well, Jerry, I'm going to the Super Bowl the same way y'all is to watch. You ain't going to play in it. You're not going to be there playing in it. Dallas really, really makes it easy to come at them the way we do. Like, we already talked about this. Jalen Hurts has almost made the regular season MVP irrelevant because we get so caught up in regular season stats. If that's all I got, that's all we can talk about, right? That's all we can talk about. I did this in the regular season. I did that in the regular season. What about the postseason? What about it? I don't want to talk about that. Why? Because that's not favorable. They call me first round Dak because I've only made it out of the first round twice. I don't make it out the first round. I scramble on 4th and 25, and I scramble for about 15 yards, and telling the O-line, hurry up and get up to the line. That's the game. Why is the other team walking on the field? Because that's the game, Dak. Look, do I expect Dak to say this? Yeah. Do I expect Jerry Jones to say his team going to Super Bowl? Yeah. Do I believe it? No, and they don't believe it either. Jerry Jones wouldn't know anything. Listen, since the millennium, what would Jerry Jones know about the Super Bowl? Nothing. If the last time you was in the Super Bowl was in the 90s, VHS tapes, that's before DVDs, by the way. That's before DVDs. We don't even have DVDs anymore. We barely got CDs now, right? This is before CDs, DVDs, MP3s, Apple Watches. The only Apple he knew about was the one with Johnny Appleseed and eating them. Look, I'm just telling you, Steven, this is why we clown Dallas. It's easy to clown Dallas. I cannot stand Dallas Cowboys fans. Listen, let me say, I don't dislike Dallas Cowboys players. I dislike the Cowboys. Like, because they live in a level. There is this place called delusion. Dallas Cowboy fans and enthusiasts, they thrive there. They will open up the door for you and say, come on in. Why would I want to come in here? Y'all drinking out of cups and they got nothing in it. It's got Kool-Aid in it. Yeah, that's the problem. They actually they ain't nothing in that cup worth drinking, man. Y'all tripping. Now, I know Dak got in the best shape of his life. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's getting married. He got a little baby and all this. Congratulations. If you think regular season matters, right? If you think that matters, right? Ask the Buffalo Bills. Ask them, do they care about going to Super Bowls and losing them? Because they went to 4 straight. They got a Netflix special about it, right? And I think when you haven't did anything of significance, besides, listen, would Dak be the same? Would Dak get the same love if he didn't play for the Cowboys? No. Would he be a good quarterback? Yes. Yeah. But Dallas, y'all need to come out. Well, it ain't worth telling y'all to come out there. If I need an excuse, call a Dallas Cowboy fan. If I need to know, like somebody said, look up the word delusional. They say Dallas Cowboys keep popping up. Look it up again. I type in delusional definition. Boop, Dallas Cowboys keep coming up because that's what they are. And here's the thing. And just keeping the buck. What would Dallas know about being in the Super Bowl? They wouldn't know how to handle it. They don't know about them press conferences or whatever. Now, Jerry's been there. He has done it. The last time the Dallas Cowboys been in the Super Bowl, they had floor model TVs. You know them big, gigantic TV floor models? That's back when you got a new TV, you just put the new TV on top of the old TV. You ain't even move. It weighed too much. So if you thought the Eagles were good while they still are putting together this roster, they're real good now. Because they understand not just how to make it to the playoffs, but win the Super Bowl. Well, who do they win? Because I'm gonna keep telling y'all that football is real similar to boxing. It's not how many fights you had; it's who you fought. Who was Jalen Hurts fought? Oh, I fought Kansas City twice, and I beat them, but we lost as a team. So, hey, Dak, congratulations on the regular season. Congratulations, Detroit. Congratulations, Minnesota. Congratulations, Buffalo. Congratulations, Rams and the Ravens. These are all people that went to the postseason. What happened to them? Lost. Who was the last team standing? That would be the Eagles. So not only are y'all not the best team in the NFC East, it's a fight for the bottom. Y'all gonna be scratching the clawing against the Giants to not be 4th. I guarantee it. Y'all not beating the Eagles. Y'all might make it a game against the Commanders. And if 38-8 may make you feel good, okay. Jalen Hurts was 26-2 in college, right? They moved him out the way for a dude named Tua. Tua got drafted in the 1st round, right? Jalen Hurts got drafted in the 2nd round. Who's the better NFL quarterback? I'll wait. Okay.
A lot of people sitting there saying Tua looks actually in shape, healthy, looking really good. I hope they're right. For his sake, I hope they're right.
If we always having these conversations about elite, we need to really, really re-examine that word because we look at elite as what you've done and what you could have done, not what you actually do. Jalen Hurts, he does it. He didn't almost do it. He didn't, and don't give me that, he's only doing it because the players around him. Isn't it the job of the GM to put the best players around the other players to have the best team? So now you're mad at the GM for doing his job. Then Jalen actually did it with and without Saquon. He was going to be the Super Bowl MVP when he didn't have Saquon. But now It's only because he got Saquon and A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith and Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith and Nakobe Dean. I say, okay, did Saquon won MVP in the Super Bowl? No. Oh, because Jalen knew they're going to take Saquon away. We said that, they're going to take Saquon away. Jalen go, we good. What? We straight. We straight. What if I told you that Jalen Hurts already has 55 rushing touchdowns? Because he does. Y'all don't want to do this, man. I don't like these conversations.
Oh, wait. And my favorite one, I'm going to pull a stat. It's only because of the tush push. He's only a good runner because of the tush push. Hold on. Let me pull some stats up here for you guys. Over the last 5 seasons.
Uh-oh.
Who's he in front of? With less games. He's less games than Josh Allen. He's got more rushing yards.
They don't want, hold on. They don't want to, listen. They don't want to do this. See, when we start doing the numbers, right, then it's, well, now y'all just, whoa. I thought the numbers mattered. I thought y'all want to see them. Y'all don't want to see them because y'all have these perception arguments that aren't rooted in truth. They aren't rooted in fact. They aren't rooted in reality. Because when the reality come at you, oh, that's all y'all want to do. I say, okay, let's just do playoff records and Super Bowl appearances. Well, most of those guys we just saw, they ain't even on the list. Lamar Jackson is, and look, and this is no knock against Lamar or Josh or even Joe Burrow or none of them. But don't they say sometimes quarterbacks can't even get Hall of Fame consideration without even going to Super Bowls or winning Super Bowls? Isn't that a criteria for some of them? That's the only reason why Eli Manning is getting consideration. That's the only reason. Because when people say regular season don't matter, because for Eli Manning, hey man, he wasn't that good in the regular season. But this postseason, you talking about two playoff runs? You talking about 2 playoff runs? Oh, okay. Because if that's the case, Nick Foles got a better postseason resume than Josh Allen, than Lamar Jackson, than Joe Burrow, than Justin Herbert. I can keep going. Tua, because he won a Super Bowl. People go, yeah, but he was a backup. Don't you think it's harder for him to win it because he's a backup? Well, who we do it against? The GOAT. That's the Patriot. Y'all listen. Y'all don't want to do this because y'all sit at home putting out these ridiculous arguments. Jalen is killing. Y'all having these dumb arguments, and y'all eating at a restaurant. Jalen Hurts walk in. All of a sudden, you stop talking. Oh, don't say nothing. Cause that's the guy. That's him. That's Jalen Hurts. Oh, that's the one that won a Super Bowl. No, Super Bowl MVP, best player on the field. What? Better than Patrick Mahomes? I didn't say I was better than Patrick Mahomes. I said I was the best player on the field. Patrick Mahomes not on the field when I'm out there. When I'm on the field in the Super Bowl, I was the best player on the field. Ask Saquon. Ask AJ. Ask my teammates. Oh, like, think about this. Saquon got to the stadium on time. Jalen got to the bus a little late. Saquon, like, what the hell? What Jalen? Where's Jalen at? Oh, he coming. He left his bag. Oh, woo! You know what I'm saying? So, and listen. And Carson Wentz is on the other sideline saying, hey, remember the guy I told you the reason why I left? Because Nick Foles won Super Bowl. I started bickering and complaining, so they got rid of Nick. He went to Jacksonville. Then they drafted Jalen. And he's the reason why I've been on 4 or 5 teams since.
I think he's the only first-round pick to ever be on 5 teams in his first 6 years in the NFL.
They don't
listen. Carson Wentz is a cautionary tale at this point in time. Let's be real. They wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Carson. Now,
of course. Listen. When Carson Wentz tore his ACL on the RPO, right? I think right on the goal line, going in the end zone, that shattered his whole career. Because it's like, dude, obviously Doug Peterson gonna give you another shot to come back. And then you started acting crazy, like the locker room stuff, bickering. I'm like, what's wrong with Carson?
You heard what Darren Sproles said?
Uh-uh.
He refused to run that offense again. He had them remake an entire offense because he would not run that one again because Nick had won with it. What? What?
Listen.
This is what I mean. He's a cautionary tale at this point in time.
Doug Peterson
What's up, Tiger Stripes? Good
What's up,
good
Tiger
midday
Stripes Media?
indeed, my friend. Good
Good day, yes,
midday
sir.
indeed.
Doug Peterson lost his job because of 2 top 3 picks. 1, Carson Wentz, had to go. Then he goes over to Jacksonville, dealing with Trevor Lawrence, gotta go on again. And I'm telling y'all, sometimes we don't want to believe these players. Believe what they showing us. Trevor Lawrence is tall with long hair. Carson Wentz was looking like an MVP candidate until he got hurt. I mean, he was probably going to win the MVP of the league had he not got hurt. And Nick Foles said, "I'll take it from here." What?
You right, you right, Tiger. When I heard the interview with Darren Sproles, and he said that, it just blew my mind because I don't get how like you think like, all right, granted you the franchise quarterback. How do you have the pull and the gumption, the balls, whatever, the bravado to sit there and walk into your head coach and your offensive coordinators like, I'm not running this offense. We're gonna make a whole new offense now. Like, who does that?
That's Doug Peterson's fault for even letting him. Number one,
yeah, like sit down.
Now, does a quarterback have pull on an offense and a team? Absolutely. He's the face of the franchise. But there's limits to this, and there's levels to this. I walk in and say, I'm not running this. Well, get the hell out. What you mean? Because here's the thing, right? Do you think our offensive coordinator is ready to just put a whole new playbook? Because here's the thing. So you ain't running this one because it doesn't fit your skill set. Whatever. So what are we supposed to do, Carson? Sit here with you for 2 days and come up with something that you agree with? No. This same offense almost won you the regular season MVP. This same offense, you was doing it, but you got cute. I guarantee you, when you do RPOs, they tell quarterbacks, you got to know when the journey is over. You are not here to run people over. So if you see a defender, get low, get down, slide. Got cute on. Now, I get it. Sometimes you're going to try to challenge a guy. But remember, Carson, defensive players hit people every play. Their job is to hit people. Your job is to get hit by people. You got to be careful because a DB's job, or whoever hit him, job is to get you on the ground. Yeah. And not only get you on the ground, you didn't get up and all of a sudden, I don't know if it was Mrs. Wentz, your mama, your daddy, somebody lied to you, man. These private conversations that we have at home with our family, it's supposed to stay there. He gets home and tell his wife or whomever, I told him I'm not running the offense today. You told him what? I'm not running this offense. Why would you do that, Carson? Because I don't want to do it. Are you taking their money? Yeah. You taking their money? Yeah. Well, go run their playbook. They're not going to redo something. And now you're not even there.
Actually, I think Philly did that last year. If anyone remembers correctly, we basically did that last year. And then, they seen how things were going. They're like, you know what? They went from pass heavy to run heavy midseason.
Yeah. I mean, adjusting the playbook happens, but redoing the whole thing. Hey, fellas, think about that. Doug Peterson comes in and says, fellas, listen. Forget everything you know about the playbook. We finna run. We don't got time to do no install, man. We got 3 days to get ready for this team. We got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We off Saturday. We play on Sunday, and we have to travel if we got an away game on Saturday. Why? And I would have said, tell them, Carson. What? Tell them what you came in to be. Basically, fellas, as y'all can see, this ain't working. Ain't working for who? Ain't working for us. A Super Bowl champion it ain't working for? Well, yeah, because no. It ain't working for you. And now, is Doug Peterson in a compromising situation, Steven? Yeah, but it's like the job of a head coach is to either be prepared for anything that happens or act like you've had these things happen before. You got to fake it sometimes. Like, dude, there can't be no surprises. And you think Tom Brady, they're not gonna redo the playbook for Tom. They're gonna ask him the plays that he liked. They're not going to redo the playbook for Joe Montana or Steve Young or Drew Brees. They're going to ask them the plays they like on third. What you like on third down? What you like here? What you like there? Hey, Carson says he's not doing this no more. Carson who? Carson Wentz. How you know? He just told me. Send him in here. Carson, what? What you mean? I'm not running this. I'm not running these plays no more. Carson, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to act like this conversation never happened. I'm gonna act like this is a prank. Your last name ain't even Wentz. Your last name is Kutcher. Kutcher, as in Ashton Kutcher. I'm getting pumped. I get it. Take your little narrow behind back downstairs and get ready for practice. And Carson, I don't want to hear about this. Carson, I don't want to hear about this ever again. Because let me tell you something. We don't have the time nor the energy for this nonsense. So go downstairs, little Carson.
I don't want to hear about it again in this nonsense. You see who started acting like the crazy ex-girlfriend again this week, right?
Who?
CJ Gardner-Johnson.
Okay, let's see.
He basically went out there. The Eagles ain't gonna win another Super Bowl without me. Basically sitting there saying he's happy he's down there in Texas and they gonna go do that thing down there. Man, he is now the scorned ex-girlfriend. I'm sorry, he's the scorned ex-girlfriend.
Listen, people, CJ. You can't be that happy. You answer a question like, CJ, you've been in the league long enough that when some reporter from Houston asks you about Philly, they probably ain't gonna win one without me. They already won one without you. I mean, we were just talking about that team with Nick Foles. So, you talking about this current team? This current team is better than the Nick Foles team. This team here is better than that team. And that team then was nice. They were loaded. I would say this. Say, I hope they don't win one without me. Don't say they won't win one without me. No. Because you're giving yourself a lot of credit. Your best 2 seasons in the NFL came with who? Oh, shoot. That came with Philly. Both times. So, if y'all get to play each other in the regular season, y'all won't see them in the Super Bowl. Y'all won't see them. When I say y'all, Houston won't see. But I think Chauncey is starting to realize why your welcome got worn out in Philly. You don't know when to be quiet, man. You don't know when to just let it be. Nick Sirianni says, look, we've done the off-field drama. We've done me versus Jalen in the offseason. That's gone. We're not doing this back and forth. He's told him, Saquon, AJ, Jalen, if you say anything to anybody. I mean, I don't even know if Jalen, if he's on social media, it's a bot tweeting for him. That man got better stuff to do. I don't get why CJ won't just let it go. I mean, at this point, somebody told him, listen, man, Philly, they engaged, man. They finna get married. That girl done found her somebody else, man. They about to get married. Well, she didn't invite me to the wedding. For what? So you could disrupt the wedding? No. Move on, CJ. Your lady live in Houston now. That's who you want. So go find you somebody in Houston, settle down, have a family, move on. Because as far as Philly, they gone, man. That girl gone, man. And when you ask people, hey man, have you seen the dude? Yeah, man, I saw the guy. How he look? You don't want to deal with him, CJ. I saw him. He like 6'7". Yeah, man. Living the dream.
And I agree with you. They've definitely moved on because I don't know if you've seen Zach Bond's comments. He basically sitting there saying that they on the same page this year. They're already firing on all cylinders. He likes what he's seen. He feels like they're more.
I mean, and you know what? Look, I got. Let me say this. I don't think CJ Gardner-Johnson's a bad dude.
No, he's not. He's not.
I just think sometimes we give ourselves more credit than we should. We start because it's like this. Once again, how I view myself and how the world views me are going to be 2 totally different things. Nothing wrong with either one. But the thing is, I live in the world, not in my own head, not in my own mind. So when Zach Bond comes out and says we're miles and miles ahead, that's not saying that, hey, man, Chauncey Gardner didn't help us out a lot last year. But I know what we got here, man. I know what we got. And we don't got a lot of flaws. We got 11 dudes. The vocal guy on the defense is probably going to be Jalen Carter. Fine. But Zach Bond said, I was here to be a special teamer. I'm a first-team All-Pro. You know who we got? We got Vic. That's who we got. So for those of you who don't know how Vic Fangio, he is X's and O's times 25. This man knows what's going to happen. You got to execute. And I respect the fact that Zach didn't make it about Chauncey. I ain't saying, listen, Chauncey, man, that was my former teammate. Wish him the best. But I represent the Birds, man. And for those, so if you're nervous about the offense of the Eagles, if you got to play against the defense, listen, pray. Ain't the Pope American? See if he can pray for you. Because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need to be like Rocky Balboa right before he fought Apollo Creed. Hey, Father, go to the Father's house and hopefully he can at the house and roll the window up and say a prayer for you. It ain't gonna help you, but at least you've done all you can do because they're gonna unleash that D line, that front seven, and if you put the ball in the air, good luck. Because Darius Slay ain't there, no problem. No CJ Gardner, no problem. Like, dude, we ain't this defense. And I'm going to say this. They got Jihad Campbell. God!
And he ain't even probably going to see the field till about midseason, too.
It's almost like, look, Howie Roseman thought he was going to have to trade up, trade back. All he did is moved up one spot. Why? He said, because I want to make sure Kansas City can't get him. With the 31st overall pick, you got a top top 2, top 3 linebacker coming out of this draft and pick 31. And they told Jihad, just chill, baby. Get your body right. We know. Yeah,
because they brought in Ojare. They brought in
another Georgia Bulldog, Ojulari. And guess what? Guess who told Ojulari everything?
Too. Don't forget about Josh Uche.
Oh my God, y'all look. Well, I'm gonna keep saying this. People be looking for Howie Roseman. They said, "Where's Howie at?" They said, "Listen, it's this park in Philly that they got these chessboards. You can just walk up and just sit down." And what does he do? He beat everybody out there. People sit down. He shake their hand. He do it real fast. He like go on the road. Beat you, checkmate. Because Howie is saying,
"Listen, I'm gonna show you this one. It's crazy. Like literally, there's one player on the defense that has not been drafted, and that's the guy we just mentioned, Zach Bond. Everyone else, Dallas may be the closest one that's drafted most of their guys, but you look at the rest of that Dallas got a couple Commanders, got a couple Titan, Colt there, Bill there, but Washington is basically Washington basically has 3 guys on their defense that is the homegrown product. We've been talking about this, like Howie just gets it right, and offense is just as bad. The only ones that haven't been drafted by him are what? Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, and the right guard,
and Dotson. You got Howie understands what he's supposed to. Howie does 2 things. He listens to his scouts and he makes deals. The one that started all this off for Howie. Howie calls Tennessee. He says, "Hey man, I don't even know who the GM was at the time for the Titans. Hey man, yeah, what's up with AJ Brown, man? He said you fired after. Well, this is when they had a different GM. This is before they got Rand Carthon. This is the guy that drafted AJ Brown. They said AJ wants $20 million. We think that's too high. We want to give him 17. Y'all want to make a deal? Man, let's make a deal." Howard said, "We got a deal." He waited. "We got a deal? We got a deal." Oh my! All right, man. We'll send over the paperwork. Here come the draft. There's the trade. The Tennessee Titans have made a trade. They have traded AJ Brown to the. I said, "What the? You're gonna trade your best offensive weapon to the Eagles? Then move on. Then you move forward. The next year, y'all trade for Kevin Byard, our best DB from the Titans." I'm like, now Kevin Byard ain't there. He was only there for a year. But Howie is telling Jalen Hurts, you know how you let a quarterback know you believe in him? Well, you give him weapons. Devonta Smith got drafted. AJ Brown was the first domino. I'm gonna trade for him. And within that deal, he's already given him another deal. Then here comes 2024. Howie comes in the office. They say, dude, what's wrong with you? They say, the Giants about to do something stupid. What you mean? Don't say anything. The Giants are going to let Saquon walk. Saquon Barkley? Yes. So who's going to get him? Not only who's going to get who's going to get him? We already got him. What you talking about? I already got his agent on the phone. I told his agent he's going to be an Eagle. And listen, and don't worry about what we give him initially. Don't even worry about that. I'm gonna give him enough to get him here. And if he is who we know he is, he'll be making more money within a year. Didn't that happen? He's a part of the 2,000-yard rushing club. Could have broke the record. Showed how great of a teammate he is. Showed how great of a human being he is. Now he get to add some ice to his finger. Now he's the what? What is he? The highest paid running back in football. Man, y'all better. I'm just telling y'all, man. The proof is right there in your face. You don't got to like it. Howie's the man.
Yeah, Howie is the man, my friend. And just go look at the playoff wins since 2000. They in the top 5, man. They in the top 5. This is since 2000.
Dude, y'all only two behind the rate, boy. And for those people saying, how did Howie Roseman get like this? Howie Roseman he's been with the Eagles for a long time, and he's come up through the ranks. So he understands the whole front office. He understands the scouting department. He understands what everybody deals with. It's like Howie Roseman wanted to own his own restaurant, and he started as a busboy. He's the one cleaning up the tables. Then he went from cleaning the tables to being a server. He went from being a server to say, hey, man, I want to be a host. Then he hosts, and now he get to put the suit on and welcome people in. And then one day somebody came and said, hey, man, you want to invest in the company? I want to do a restaurant. What you want to call it? I want to call it the Philadelphia Eagles. For real? Yeah. What y'all serving up? We serving up wins. Listen, we serve wins to the team. We serve up L's to the opponents, and we going to end up the best restaurant in the country. Really? Yeah, we got rings to prove it. So, hey, man. Keep
speaking of L's, man, did you see what happened here in the Philadelphia media this week?
No.
I am done with this. Outside of showing Ike Reese some love and Hugh Douglas some love with WIP, I am done with them idiots. I would absolutely beat myself over the head if I'm consistently finding ways to put Jalen Hurts down. So Joe DeCamera, one of the media guys out there, puts out a list, right? Here's his top 11 current Philadelphia athlete list. Who ain't on it?
Wait. Hold on. Saquon, Bryce, Zach Wheeler, A.J. Brown, Jalen Carter, Lane Johnson, Zach Bond, Landon Dickinson, Quinyon Mitchell. Man, throw that list away. Man.
Then he doubles down even further, sitting there saying Jalen isn't on the list until 15. What?
Hold on.
Joe DeCamera needs to be fired immediately. This is why we hate Philadelphia media.
I can. It's only one. Okay. Saquon, I get it. After that, and this is nothing. Quinyon Mitchell ain't even been there long enough. What?
Even Zach Bond had an all-pro player like year last year. He's been there 1 year.
I mean,
he is the face of Philadelphia. He's arguably one of the faces of Major League Baseball. He hasn't won anything yet. He's been there. You know
what?
And then you put Ranger Suarez on the list. Ranger Suarez. I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. He's got a contract coming up. He's playing outside of his mind right now. But Ranger Suarez is not a top 11 athlete in Philadelphia, let alone in baseball.
And my thing is too, me and Steve, we about to come up with a new company called Sensationalized Media. We're not gonna do it. We're just gonna take the people that do it, and we're gonna throw this dumb stuff up like this. I respect Bryce Harper. I do. Everybody does. I mean, MVP, future Hall of Famer.
Don't lie. You love to throw shade on Bryce. I
love Bryce.
You don't have to hide it.
But here's the thing. Why do people listen? We're gonna have a segment called Why are you so mad? Why so mad at Jalen? Like we're gonna have to come up with why so. And every week we're gonna come up and say, listen, we found somebody in the Jalen. Jalen Hurts is renting a lot of space in people's minds because let's call it what it is. Let's just go back to his draft. He got drafted the second round, and people's like, "Whoa, doesn't every quarterback got to grow on you?" Carson Wentz had to grow because when Carson Wentz got drafted, people were like, "Wait, who? What?"
Yeah, no one knew who he was.
Exactly.
And
I'm
like,
like,
oh no,
said,
not him, not the white boy
listen,
from
people.
Or no,
I'm going
North
to say this
Dakota
again.
State. He was from North Dakota State. No one even knew what North Dakota State was before he was drafted.
The Jackrabbits. They're the Jackrabbits. Okay, hold on, because this stuff is crazy. I'm just going through. Just so people know. I'm just gonna give you Jalen Hurts college accomplishments. SEC Freshman of the Year in 2016. SEC Offensive Player of the Year in 2016. First team All SEC in 2016. First team All Big 12 in 2019. Big 12 Offensive Newcomer of the Year in 2019. College Football National Champion. The Burt Bell Award in 2022. He was the third team All-American, right? People. Once again, we need to get – this is what people are really doing, Steven, and I hate this. People are waiting on Jalen Hurts to look normal, to not have a Pro Bowl type season so they can validate what they already think about him or thought about him. Here's the problem, though. Everybody thought that the reason why a lot of these quarterbacks weren't going to win Super Bowls was because of Patrick Mahomes. They never factored in it might be because of Jalen. That's a hard pill to swallow, ain't it? Because you know who know how good Jalen is? 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are sitting on the set. They interviewed him. They said, Josh, man, what's the hardest thing you have to deal with? And Patrick Mahomes said, a timeout. No, he said a timeout or overtime. But something like that when they played against each other. What if Jalen Hurts comes sit on the set? And he said, hey man, where you gonna sit at, Jalen? I'm gonna sit in between them. I'm gonna come in between both of them. Why? Because I've outplayed Patrick Mahomes twice, and I've already beaten Josh. I've already beaten Lamar. I've already beaten Justin Herbert if I played him. Beat Joe Burrow. Name him. Matthew Stafford. Beat him. Huh? Jalen, what do you say? Jaden Daniels, that kid up there, that young man up there, beat him. Huh? Embarrassed him in the NFC. So we don't got to do this. So I would say to all these analysts, Chris Sims, Chase Daniels, this guy Joe, what are y'all talking about? Like, if people want to know why LaShawn McCoy and Deshaun Jackson talk the way they talk, because they realize it's half of what I did and half of who I played for. People don't like Eagles players. I don't get it. And Jalen said, I don't care nothing about making no list. I don't care nothing about y'all liking me or disliking me when y'all see me on Sunday. Because guess who else record I'm going to break? Even though it might get broken by Josh. I'm going to break Cam Newton record. Cam Newton got the most rushing touchdowns in NFL history at 75. Josh Allen got 65. Jalen Hurts got 55. He going to break it. And Jalen
both going to break it.
Oh, he going and listen. And I hope he breaks it on the tush push. Touchdown number 76. NFL, man, I'm so proud of y'all voting that thing in, man. That is such a beautiful time because nothing screams loser more than let's get rid of it. We can't
you see what Ndamukong Suh said about it, right?
The tush push is a part of the game. No need to ban it. Don't put yourself in a position where it can happen. Create negative plays, force turnovers, and if you're tired of seeing it, stop it. Bow up and beat it straight. There it is. Bow your back and get right. That's football. So much respect for you, Ndamukong Suh. Can I spell your first name? Boy, I don't know how long it took you to learn how to spell your last name is easy. Your first name, Jesus. That's a lot of syllables. But I appreciate Ndamukong saying, dude, it's football, right? That's once again, not to turn this into NHL. Shout out to the Florida Panthers, man. Back-to-back NHL. Congratulations to them.
And I'm still hurt, man. That is officially the worst trade in Philadelphia history. Is sending Sergei Bobrovsky to freaking the I think it was the Columbia Blue Jackets. He doesn't sign with them. Winds up going down to Florida and winning 2 Stanley Cups. I'm still sick to my stomach. We still haven't figured out the goalie here in Philadelphia. Are we serious? And I got this. Really? Seriously? Really?
Yeah. I will say this. Philadelphia fans, whether it's the Phillies, whether it's the 76ers, the thing about what the Eagles make y'all is it validates how y'all feel about y'all sports. Y'all honest. Y'all don't cut no corners. Y'all don't let them cut no corners. But what y'all really are is this. We can slander ourselves. It's like talking trash about your family members. I can say that about them. You can't say that about them. Well, now as y'all Philly fans, y'all say, look, I can talk trash. But if you talking trash from outside of Philly, you better come correct. You better know what you talking about. Because I don't care if you Kansas City fans, we still talking trash. Talking trash, people, is not limited to what your team does or doesn't do. I'm a Falcons fan. I'm a Hawks fan. Thank God for the Braves. The Braves for Atlanta is like the Eagles for Philly. That's why I get to talk trash. Let's talk about the Hawks. Well, I want to talk about that. I can talk about 2 teams in Atlanta. I can talk about Atlanta United, and I can talk about the Braves. And I don't even know who plays Atlanta
on a Phillies topic. I don't know if you've seen this, right? You know that Nick Castellanos is a Philadelphia Philly, and he had one of his streaks broken. He didn't start after playing in 236 consecutive games because he was pulled out of a game late for a defensive replacement, and he said something that manager Rob Thompson did not like, so he benched him the next game. Not because of it, he didn't run out a pop fly or anything like that, because that's happened here in Philadelphia. Charlie Manuel benched Jimmy Rollins twice during his tenure here. No one said a thing, right? But this is a little different. That Nick Castellanos loves playing baseball so much to the point where he was emotionally upset being pulled out late in the baseball game for a defensive replacement. I get it. But to sit there and then turn around and bench them, man, is that not the hurtest feelings I've ever seen out of a manager in my entire life?
I don't. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this. I don't like. Is it tough being a manager in baseball? Yes. Do you get all the praise and all the blame? Yes. Some is warranted. A lot of it is unwarranted. But stuff like this is not the time, man, to be trying to make a point. You're the manager. I'm the player. I get it. I respect your position, but respect what I've done. Like, my streak is not supposed to come to an end because of a decision by you. It's supposed to come to an end because I'm physically incapable of starting. And you telling me it's coming to an end because you didn't like what I said? That's that. Listen, feelings aren't facts, people. We gonna feel stuff. I felt a type way. Get over it. Daddy, I don't feel like eating vegetables.
I'll say this much right now, Ben. If Rob Thompson does not win a World Series this year, he is done in Philadelphia.
Done. Number one, once again, the new thing we say is keeping receipts. Well, if Philadelphia fans,
we got the largest book of receipts.
Yeah, I'm talking about. And listen, I think Philadelphia fans have a player, whether it's baseball, hockey, football, or basketball, to say, if I ever run into him, I'm going to ask him. Like, they do that every day. On the way to work. Sweetie, I'm about to go. If I see Donovan McNabb, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But I will say, if you are, why do this? Like, this is a story now when it didn't have to be. This is headlines when it didn't have to be. We could have kept this in-house. You took me out, and I didn't like being taken out. You took me out. Okay. and then you don't start me next game because of what I said to you, man, that's that. You know how Steve. You know how you got a job and you got this boss, right? And they take their job too serious. They think their job description means something more than what it actually reads out, and you got to be the one tell them, dude, I respect you, but you got to bring that down. Well, we're not. You know how hard it is to become a Major League Baseball player. Even harder to be a pitcher. What are we talking? Hey man, why aren't you starting? Manager mad because of what I said. But these be the same managers talking about we got to show grit, we got to be thick-skinned, we got to do what's best for the team.
The interview was bothering me the most. He's like, I love Nick. I love, what I love about him the most is he's passionate. He speaks his mind. And then you're going to tell me you're going to sit him because of that. I can't. I can't do it.
I can't respect that on so many levels because, man, go have a drink or something. Go sleep it off. Like, if you came to the stadium to see this man, and that's not a healthy scratch. He ain't on the injury list. Manager gonna bench him.
And let's not forget, it's not like Nick's playing bad. He just hit a grand slam on Father's Day. What are we talking about?
It's so many ridiculous things that happen in sports. And if you're a lover of baseball, this is why people get sick of it. People get sick of baseball for the unsung rules. Hey, don't hit. Listen, hey, Yasiel Puig and Mason, Bumgarner and them. I used to love them rivalries. Yasiel hit a home run and he'll stare down Bumgarner. Bumgarner said, "Just take your base." You don't tell me how fast I get to track. I just took you yard. What you mean? It's like, hey man, we run out ground outs. I get it. We don't show up our opponent. Okay. What about when managers bench guys? Because so you love me for speaking my mind until I speak my mind? You love me for being passionate until I show my passion? Man, if I'm in that media room, I'm like, sir, you giving us some BS. You just said you love him for it, but you benched him for it. Yeah. Oh, you love him when he ain't doing it to you. Fans, teammates, opponents, great. Me, I'm off limits. Why? Because my feelings are hurt. He hurt my feelings. I didn't like. Man, once again, sometimes these managers show who they are and what they are in one action.
Now let's turn the page. Let's turn the page on back to the Eagles, right? Remember when Jalen Carter was and Nick Sirianni were getting a little spatty, and you have to have the defensive line coach kind of get in between them and things like that. Could you imagine Nick Sirianni be like, you know what, we're gonna bench Jalen Carter for the first three defensive series because he hurt my feelings and said something mean to me. I can't imagine the vitriol that would have came out of this city for it. It is
Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni got 17 opportunities to get it right. He see, in baseball, you play so many games that you hope, hey, but after we put some games in between this, people let it go. No. In the NL East, the Washingtons don't want it. The Braves don't want it. The Mets gonna Met. I don't care what the Mets doing.
The Mets knocked the Phillies out of the playoffs last year, so we ain't above them either.
If you are the Phillies, you got Bryce, you got a good team. Like you said, you better go deep into the playoffs. You better be in the World Series. You better win it, because when you don't win, they always say, "Hey man, remember this moment." It be little moments that you go back to, because it's a trickle effect what it does to the team. If you tell them like, "What? What you mean you ain't starting today?" Man, he gone. You don't think in the course of a 100-and-something game season we gonna ruffle each other's feathers? We gonna say stuff to each other we don't, and that's the thing. Do we necessarily got to like each other to respect each other? No, I don't got to like you to respect you. I can't stand you and can respect you. But if you're the manager, your job is to micromanage these personalities. Well, if I know your personality, I know your demeanor, I know your behaviorism and temperament. Hey man, he was real passionate. I don't like what he said to me. He ain't playing next game. Wow. And just imagine those other coaches when you tell them that. the hitting coach, first base coach, third base coach go, dude, don't do this. Don't listen. Fine him. Don't do this. Why? Because it makes us look weak. It makes you look weak, which makes us look weak, which makes him.
Like, how many baseball players got a streak like that going right now?
You won't.
We all know Cal Ripken's streak is going to be untouchable.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to do what Cal Ripken did.
Man, this 200 some games, and I got to start from scratch now. Man, I don't know. Pro sports is so hard. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, Cal Ripken, that'll never be. Ain't no way. You just can't.
I think that's one of those records that's just never going to happen again.
Two records that I think can never get broken. Cal Ripken's record never get broken. LeBron breaking the points, and you got to play too long and be too consistent to do that. You start having any level. The greatest game of failure is baseball. They failing so much, and you telling me I got a streak like this, keeping my body right? Hey man, he ain't starting this game. Why? There is no point proven. There is no moral victory. It's stupid. It's dumb. And now, because what does that do? Because now, what is that? So now when you won, all right, now you back in. Now you back in line. Oh, so now I'm back in? Because you say so? Come on, man. Stop the nonsense, man. Stop the nonsense. You want me to be a team player when you want me to be and accept it. But when I voice my displeasure, you don't take me out.
Speaking of nonsense, we're talking about how passionate Philadelphia fans. Did you see what some idiot Philadelphia fan did, tattooed on himself last week?
I think I know what you're talking. Oh my God. I will say this, Jason, you obviously got to meet this guy now. You got to have him on your show. You got to send him something. The word fan is short for, you know what I'm saying, fanatic. I get it.
That's just disturbing.
But that's a different level. That's a different level of loyalty and love.
Even Kylie was like that. I don't have any words for this. She was just absolutely flabbergasted. I would have been too. Jason's like,
I mean that tattoo artist. I mean, they go in there and say, "I want a picture of Jason Kelce."
He was naked. They had an eagle head for his. You know what? I'm like, oh my Lord!
But here's the thing. Listen, let me tell you something. What they say the motto when it comes to tattoo artists: if you are paying for it, we gonna do it. That's what you want. All right, draw it out. Let's do it. Let's fill it in. How you like it? Oh man, that's nice. Can I take a picture of it? Absolutely. I mean,
what is the craziest fans? Is that the craziest fan tattoo you've ever seen?
No, I can't remember the linebacker's name. A linebacker. Hold on. He tattooed the Auburn logo on his body, and he went to Alabama. So he was supposed to go to Auburn. Great linebacker who tattooed Auburn, who went to Alabama, and it was a big time linebacker too. Reuben Foster, and he was a great linebacker. So it says Reuben Foster, linebacker who played for Alabama, had an Auburn tattoo before ultimately choosing to play for the Crimson Tide. He originally committed to Auburn, but flipped to Alabama. The tattoo was originally an Auburn logo, but he later modified it to honor his cousin, Ladarius Phillips, a former Auburn fullback who was killed. So the whole thing about it is, I'm going to Auburn. Here go the logo. I'm going to Alabama. Look, now I get losing bets. Now, I'm not doing bets like that. I'm not doing bets that.
Yeah, no tattoo bets over here.
No. Like. And if I do get a tattoo, it's gonna be like old boy that played the Fonz on Happy Days when he was on the Water Boy. When he was walking out, he said, "Mama told me not to get a tattoo," and he walked out and pulled his pants down and had somebody tattoo on his butt. To me, what mommy don't know don't hurt him. And Adam Sandler like, what?
No, that hurt Mama's soul. What are you talking about, Henry Winkler? That hurt Mama's soul.
That was it was weird, but that's one of the greatest moments in like sports movies history. Like they said, all right, Henry, we got to do it. He's like, mommy told me not to get. He said, well, mommy say. He said, well, my mom told me not to get a tattoo. Walked out, pulled his pants down, showed us, said, well, mommy don't know what hurt. Like, what?
And it was what was it, Roy Orbison?
Come on, people. Hey, but that's fandom, right? Which means there's a bunch of people, ladies in particular, who got Saquon tatted on her, Jalen tatted on her. Yep. And I'm talking about
some really bad, backward hurdle tattoos out there.
It's gonna be just imagine how many kids 20 years now gonna be named Saquon. It ain't gonna matter. White, black, Hispanic, Middle Eastern. What's your name, son? Saquon. Where you from? India. What's your name? Saquon. Okay. Where you from? Hawaii. What's your name, son? Jalen. Your name is what? Jalen. Hey, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it one bit. Shout out to
now. Speaking of crazy stuff, and we were already making fun of Dallas earlier, but I came across this. I got to get your thoughts on this. Barry Sanders called out Emmitt Smith on a trading card that he had signed at a recent trading event. And he was calling out Emmitt, man. I listen. I just gotta love Barry a little bit more now. You know, obviously we were talking a little bit about Barry with Ricky earlier this week, but man, the running back rivalry in that era is something different.
Yep.
In that era, it's just something different, man.
It is. Barry Sanders seems a little. I mean, not that he's outspoken, but he seems to be a little bit more vocal now. But it shows that it never really goes away. Like people think, well, I'm hung my cleats up, I'm done. Yeah, but
that started in college though, did it not? Between them two?
Yeah, and because Barry was behind Thurman Thomas at Oklahoma State. Still has the greatest single season for a running back ever. Like you're not going. Ashton Genty recently tried to, but you couldn't touch Barry Sanders. And Barry Sanders to me is the best, and it's hard. He's probably the best running back like I've ever seen. Just what he could do. The greatest running back. I look at greatest and best different. I look at greatest as you've accomplished everything you could accomplish in the sport, from Super Bowls, MVPs, rushing titles, all that. But Barry Sanders, I mean, and I love, LaDainian Tomlinson. I was O.J. Simpson is too. I got to see him, on like highlights. But Emmitt Smith, obviously, oh my God, you talk about Walter Payton.
He's even though he's a Cowboy, he's still your Florida boy, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's the Florida ties. It ain't the Cowboys or Arizona, which Arizona was more like, that's like toward the end of his career. I'm saying Barry Sanders is the type of running back that he is. Not saying Emmitt isn't, because Emmitt is. But if Emmitt didn't win Super Bowls, he wouldn't be as revered as he is. So and I'm not taking nothing away from the 3 Super Bowls. They did it. Barry Sanders didn't win no Super Bowls, and he's revered like he did because he was like Calvin Johnson when he was at the Lions. They just so incredibly great. So. Yeah, I like the fact that Barry is making it known. Like he's been saying, listen, I know I'm soft-spoken. I know I'm easygoing. But I want y'all to know, I don't think Emmitt was better than me. I think Emmitt was on a better team than me. He was on a better team than me.
Listen, if Barry was in Dallas during that time, holy.
I wouldn't even listen. If Barry, think about this. If Barry Sanders played for 2 organizations, if Barry played for San Francisco, I wouldn't want to know. And if Barry played for Dallas, I wouldn't want to know. Because when people talk about greatness, Barry Sanders was great at what he did. He was incredible. Because if we stop twinning, we done. We can't stop him though. What do you mean? Like, you never have him bottled up. Like, ever. Like, got him in the backfield.
That 95 Eagles defense did here at Veterans Stadium. Man, he had 57 yards in that game and everything was said and done.
No, it's I just appreciate. I can remember when Shannon Sharp was doing TV. This is when he first started doing it, and Tony Gonzalez was on there. He's like a guest. And when I tell you Shannon was ready, because Shannon knew, oh, y'all finna try to bring Tony Gonzalez on here because y'all think he better than me. All right, let's do this. And all Shannon is doing is talking about when we played together. When I'm done, you do what you do. Shannon said, I've led the league in I've led the league in touchdowns. He said, I've led my team in catches, yards, touchdowns. He said, I've also, but I've also been to Super Bowls. See, he's going to come at Tony and say, Tony, I'm not saying you ain't great. I'm just saying I don't think you're better than me. And as players, listen, we're in the media. We're podcasters, we're content creators, we're in the media, the sports media space. If you think that me and Steve think that y'all shows are better than ours, or y'all listen, we're not saying y'all ain't good at what y'all do, but if we didn't think we was good at it, why would we be here? And that's no disrespect to y'all. It's like people be saying, well, being this person here. I said, no, more listeners, bigger platforms, don't make you better. See, that's what we do now. We do this barometer of, oh, well, they got this, they got that, they got this, they got that. I say, yeah. I say, but they can come over here and come on the show. They don't want us to go over there. Why? They don't want us to come on their show with our commentary. Like, dang, that's pretty good. Yeah, because we ain't got no program to win. We don't got a team of 75 people behind us, making sure. And I'm not saying, listen, and I'm not calling nobody out in particular. I ain't coming at nobody. I'm just saying, when people say, why would Barry say that? That's how guys think already. You can take the football out. That's kind of a guy thing. But they play, hey, man, I'm competitive. What he did collectively compared to me, don't compare. What we did individually, let's talk. Because even when they did the 30 for 30 or the football life with Emmett, he was talking about Barry. And now, if you ask Barry who his favorite running back is, he probably going to say, Jim Brown. I know that's his daddy's favorite running back. Or, Walter Payton. Emmitt Smith is the GOAT running back because, all them yards, all them touchdowns, all that longevity. But if you can only pick one running back, think about it, Stevie. You only get one running back out of all the running backs we ever seen. I don't think Emmitt Smith even going to be in your top 5 if you only get to pick one. Now, if you get to pick 2, like a running back and a backup, you might get it. Emmitt ain't going to be your number 1. Dallas, we know you. Dallas fans, we know y'all got to pick him. I love Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith came to my last spring game, either my junior or my senior year in the Swamp. He came because they retired his jersey. But if I only get to pick 2 running backs, and this is no disrespect to nobody, but if I only get 2, Barry's 1.
What made Barry special was his start-stop, man. He knew when to put the brakes on and hit you with a little wiggle. Next thing you know, he's getting an extra 5, 10, 15 yards. That's what made it special.
Yeah, he is.
He also did not have Hall of Fame All-Pro offensive lineman in front of him.
No, it's this. The only running back I've ever seen even halfway come close to Barry is LaShawn McCoy. That's how he ran it. LaShawn is saying, look, man, if I can outrun you to the end zone, I'm outrun you. But if you're going to force me, I'm going to do you dirty in this. I'm going to do you bad. That's why when LaShawn McCoy, I think he was on I Am Athlete, he kept saying, name any one of them. I gave him crazy work. Turn on the tape. It don't matter. And he did. He did. He did it. Listen, he did his best work in Philly. He took his show on the road in Buffalo. And after Buffalo, he ended up, I know he was in Kansas City. I know
Super Bowl down in Tampa, if I remember.
He won a Super Bowl with Kansas City and Tampa, but he wasn't focal points. In Philly, it was you had to stop shading. And you couldn't. So, no, man, Barry, keep talking your talk. Because guess what? If they talking about anything running back, you invited. If they talk about the running back position, you football royalty. And no matter how they feel, ask any defender who went up against you how they slept the night before. We got Barry Sanders, man. I gotta go to sleep. Why? Because this dude right here,
he gonna wear my ass out.
He put a lot of people on the highlight team. A lot. So, hey man, but Barry, man, keep talking your talk, man. I mean, listen. If all Emmett can do is throw rings back at you, all right, that's a team. That's a team thing. Nick Foles won the Super Bowl. Is he in Hall of Fame contention? Nope. But he got the ring. He do got the ring and Super Bowl MVP. So hey, but shout out to Barry, man. Let Emmett know. Hey Emmett, I don't know where you at in America right now, but I don't think you better than me, and that's with all the respect in the world. That's with all due respect.
So I want to get your thoughts on this one. You know, we're talking about, you know, keeping guys up at night and stuff like that. You know, just came across this topic, the top 10 most feared players in the NFL. Obviously, we see the man right there, Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor's on there, Buckus, Reggie White, Mean Joe Green, Ronnie Lott, Jack Lambert, Deacon Jones, Marvin, James Harrison, and the boy we just mentioned, you know, a few segments ago, Mr. Ndamukong Suh. Who's on your? We're not even gonna go through 10, but like you played the game, you've been in there with some nasty guys. I know you've been showing Julius Peppers love and things of that nature. Who's your top 5? I ain't doing that. I ain't going up in there with that.
My top 5. Woo. My top 5 most feared players. Number 1, Brian Dawkins. B-Dawg. It was a fear slash. You respect him so much, but he gon' listen. B-Dawg knows my reputation is I'm a thumper. I'm gonna hit you, and I'm gonna keep hitting you. I'm willing to knock myself out to knock you out. I mean, I know people ain't gonna say this enough, but the guy Rodney Harrison, he would lay your behind out. Like Rodney loved contact, loved it. Number 3, I ain't play against him, but just to see him, well, I'm gonna just go against guys I had a chance to play against. Yeah, even though he was a little late, and you notice in the theme too. John Lynch would knock your soul out your body. This dude, your soul would go, "Where you going?" I'm gone, man. I'm not. I see you tomorrow, bro. I see you at the house. I'm gonna catch the bus home. John Lynch would. Number 4, it's so underrated. And I'm keeping it with these safeties. You notice in the theme.
Yep.
Bob Sanders that played for the Colts. People, listen to me, man. He was like 5'9", he's like 195 pounds, pure muscle. And if you don't know who he is, he won Defensive Player of the Year. That's how good he was. Man, I'm trying to think of another guy, man, who I got. B-Dawg. I said John Lynch. I mean, and this was a. I'm gonna go top 6. My last 2. Keeping it all safeties too. I respect y'all linebackers. I respect y'all D linemen, but these are the guys I had to deal with the most. My last 2, surprise. Ed Reed is number 5 because he's everywhere, Steven. And number 6, surprise, you know, Troy Polamalu.
I was waiting for this one. Because someone had asked me.
Troy Polamalu. Here's the thing. Played against Troy Polamalu my second year. We at first game of the year at Pittsburgh. He comes out. When he's warming up, he has his hair in like two long plaits. Right before the game starts, he pulls it out and goes like this. I said, "Oh God, there it is." When the game first started, man, he's kind of filling the game out. He just fanning the game. I ain't doing much. They give you a towel. My towel fell on the ground. I scored a touchdown. I actually scored the first touchdown of that year for the time. I scored on like a little. They call it a tight end under. Like everybody, I'm on the right. I go in motion on the left. I look to the left. The whole line, the whole offense go to the left. I come back under the whole, and I score. My towel fell on the ground. Troy Polamalu, who's real soft-spoken, said, "Hey, Ben Troupe, your towel fell on the ground. You might want to get another one." After that, Steven, he turned into Troy. I mean, he ended up having like 2 picks. He started knocking. I mean, Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Bob Sanders, John Lynch, B Dog. Who else did I say? I said Brian Dawkins.
And the Colts safety.
I said, Brian Dawkins, Bob Sanders, Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, John Lynch, and I can't remember who else I said. I can't. It'll come to, but it was all safeties for me, because when you got a great safety like a Brian Dawkins, like a Troy Polamalu, like a Ed Reed, like a Bob Sanders, like a John Lynch, man, they destroy game plans because not only are they great football players, they discipline. They don't be out of position. They don't get balls thrown over their head. But if a court, think about this. This what a safety does. A good safety, you ain't looking them off. They know what you're thinking. So Ed Reed look at that quarterback and go, oh, he finna try to go over here. So Ed say, okay, I'm gonna make him think I don't know what he's doing live. Bam! Now knock your dude out. Then you like this. My last year with the Titans was 2007. We played the Colts the last game of the season. We got to beat them to go to the playoffs, which we did beat them. I heard some on the sideline, Steve, and I haven't heard since that day. Bo Scaife, tight end out of Texas, he gets hit. He gets decapitated by Bob Sanders. On the sideline, this is what I heard. Bo's out, he got a lacerated spleen. What the hell is a spleen? What? That's what they said. Bo's out, he got a lacerated spleen. What? Oh my God. And people just grabbing at their body like, what's a spleen, dude? I know what an ACL is. I know what a hamstring is. I know what a Liz Frank injury is. I know what a fifth metatarsal, because that's your foot. What's a spleen? And that was it. That's all they said. Lacerated spleen, he's out. What? I'm like, you can do that? Listen, Steve, he hit him, knocked him out, and pointed to the crowd. Like, I ain't even acknowledging this dude. Man, get you a safety, man. A guy that I never got to play against that I know struck field was Cam Chancellor for the Seattle Seahawks. Him and Earl Thomas, they did it. And yeah, man, it's like I don't know, but fear players though. If Brian Dawkins ain't in that list, throw the list away. If Warren Sapp ain't in that list, throw the list away. If guys like Luke Kuechly and Patrick Willis ain't in that list, LeVar Bowman ain't in that list, throw the list away. Now I didn't fear this dude, but he struck. That would be Sean Merriman. When he was at his best, you better watch out, because he'll wreck your game plan. And Julius Peppers, I mean, he struck fear into you, man. I'm trying, but for me, it was Brian Dawkins. He was, man, he was a cheat code. If I got two lockers, one is Weapon X, and think about this. He go to Andy Reid and say, Andy, what? I love Wolverine. I love X-Men. And I was wondering, what? Would it be okay if I just had a locker with just nothing but Weapon X in there? Whatever you want, Brian. Could you do it today, please? Think about this. Never has another player asked for another locker because they're not getting it. Never has another player questioned why he get two, because that's not allowed. And never has another player asked Brian, hey man, why you call yourself Weapon X? Because I am. Because that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's them safeties for me, man. Nothing against them linebackers, the D linemen. I told you about Luke Kuechly and Patrick Willis and LeVar. I mean, what's his name? Navarro Bowman and all those boys. But yeah, it's striking fear. Warren Sapp was one of those guys too. When he was with the Raiders, and they was in a 4-3. We played them at home, and this is when Vince Young is a starter. We coming out on the goal line, Steve, and it was a 3-step drop. I told Vince Young, And VY know I love him. VY, just get the ball out. Man, I'm being just get the ball out. I don't know what Vince might have hesitated. Sack, safety. I told him. Warren, I told him. Stop playing, man. I never played against Jason Taylor could be one. Played against him. Never played against Michael Strahan. Zach Thomas. Played against him. He would wreck stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, it's it's just too many guys to name. But when I was in the league and played against D'Amico Ryans, the head coach when he was with Houston. But yeah, man, listen, get you a good safety. Sorry, CJ, I love you. I know you're thinking, you didn't want to be there. Just be quiet. You will still be in Philly.
Oh, man. And speaking of fear and everything like that, the stuff that happened last night in the WNBA, we gotta talk about this stuff, man, because it got ugly. It got ugly down there, and Indiana wound up on the Connecticut Sun, right? Them sitting there can still we're still. She just came back from injury 2 days ago, or 2 games, not days, games. 2 games ago. Last night was game 2. First game back, she drops 32 on the defending champs, right?
Yep.
Caitlin Clark is the star of the WNBA. Like it, loathe it, get used to it. But they acting like it's 1980s NBA, and we just putting our whistles in our back pocket. The fact that Caitlin Clark got irate, shoved, and then bounced on the ground in front of a referee, and there was no one thrown out of the game is beyond me. Beyond me. Now, on top of that, there's this little girl called Sophie Cunningham, and she don't play games. She's a Taekwondo black belt, and she laid it down on them. She had the Muay Thai plum going on. She was not having her teammate getting thrown around, and I'm glad that they were smart enough to go draft this girl this past off season, and Sophie wasn't playing. She wasn't playing. She just laughing at it.
What a beautiful smile.
There's no hate in her. There's no hate in her face. So,
man,
it was definitely. If you're a Caitlin Clark fan, yeah, I get it. You're gonna be upset. But as a face of the league, you just got her back from injury. How are you? One, on that play, Caitlin Clark got called for a technical foul, which is beyond me. Beyond me. What did she do? She got knocked to the ground. She got knocked into a referee.
Number one, for those of you who don't know, me and Steve was doing our due diligence when it comes to the ladies. We're not looking at them as a sidebar. We're talking about them like we talk about the guys, as we should. We help push their game by putting them on our platforms, talking about them. Caitlin Clark, not saying she finally done it, has embraced. Y'all want to treat me as the villain? I'm coming with these now. I'm sick of it, and I'm coming with these. Because I think before, Steven, Caitlin was like, it's not so much they come at me, they think I'm soft. Like, y'all think I'm a pushover? All right, okay. And now I got enforcers on my team. I got some Charles Oakleys on my team now.
Yeah, we got some Bill Lambiers out there.
Yes. So what happens is, are we promoting violence? No. We are promoting, I'm not a doormat. I'm not the one. Y'all know y'all can't deal with me on the hardwood, so y'all got to go with what think you give you an advantage.
They can't deal with her. They won by what, 20 last night? They won by 20.
I love it. I love it because Caitlin Clark says, look, I am the most important WNBA player on the planet. I might not be the best yet, because I'm coming for that too. I'm coming for that distinction.
She's the best. She's not the best WNBA player.
But here's the thing. But I get eyes. Because think about it, if you've only heard about me through the media, through these sports networks, shows, podcasts, it looks like I create trouble. No, trouble comes looking for me. I get thrown to the ground and get a tech. All right. So now I'm looking at the ref saying, wait a minute, wait. You rooting against me too? You know somebody on this team? All right, cool. So now I'm gonna earn these texts. If they, because I'm gonna show them that the bully can get bullied. Y'all, y'all not gonna bully me. I'm not gonna be afraid to take the court. I understand the physicality of this game. I understand that we ain't making this about one player, race, none of that. But I'm telling y'all, I'm coming for y'all too.
And it's not about one player race either, because the WNBA has a problem calling this stuff. During the 2 weeks that she was off, not just Angel Reese getting her hair pulled and yanked down to the floor. Other players are getting their hair pulled and yanked down to the floor, and no one's being tossed. How are you trying to promote a product where you're continuing allowing your players to just play however they feel? That's not, listen, that if this product is going to succeed moving forward, you cannot allow your players to be yanked down to the floor, thrown around, and treated in such a manner. I'm not sitting there saying y'all need to play two-hand touch ball. Y'all can still play aggressive basketball and things of that nature, but yanking your fellow professional down to the floor by their hair should be an automatic 3-game suspension, or because they don't get paid a lot. I don't want no money taken out of their pockets. Let's be honest about that. They don't get paid enough for that, because I just seen one of the fines. It was like $4,000. Which was probably a lot considering what they pull in. But at the end of the day, you have to police it in a way. You can't just let it be whistles in pockets,
Yeah. Don't. I'm about to say, man, listen, man, don't. Come on, man, pull them whistles out your pocket, man. Let's get, because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I give the WNBA credit for this. They're doing it. They're doing what they always done, but now they got a young lady coming out of college in Caitlin Clark with a young lady in Angel Reese who could become y'all. They are the faces. They're not the only face of the league, but y'all getting the viewership. Now, Caitlin Clark understands how important she is. Hey, man, the first thing Caitlin Clark is, she can hoop. She can hoop. So she's not again.
They're hitting threes from midcourt.
Man, Caitlin Clark can hoop, boy. Caitlin Clark got ranked. Listen, ain't nobody. You notice ain't nobody challenging Caitlin Clark to no game, to no shooting contest. But Caitlin Clark also understands y'all ain't gonna do me like this week in and week out, man, night in, night out. I'm not the one, man. And if I got to come out here, if I got to have a couple of bruises on my body, so be it. But y'all gonna have some bruises too, because I'm not here to just take punishment. I'm here to dish it out. I'm not just here to feel pressure. I'm here to apply it. And she's doing it. And dare I say, it does make the games exciting. It really, really does. Because we like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't going to call that. They gave her. So I like it. Because Caitlin said, you're going to see me doing two things. Busting somebody's behind. Or somebody doing something stupid. But guess what? I'm coming. And I get it. Every time I play against Angel Reese, it's going to be must-see TV. But Angel Reese know what it is. Angel Reese knows she don't want to deal with me one-on-one. No one does. There ain't a woman on the planet finna stand in front of me one-on-one. They gonna get done up every single time. But I love it for the WNBA brand. I love it for the ladies. I love it for the fact, Steven, we ain't talking about them with 5 minutes left in the show before we take a commercial break. No, these are top stories. These are leading these shows. So I'm happy for them. But once again, Caitlin is saying, if we take away all the fouls and the antics, can they stay on the floor with me? And the answer is no. They can't do it. And they better be lucky I'm not as tall as Brittany Griner. They better be lucky I'm not 6'8". Because now I'm really dunking on you for real, and I'm pushing you after I dunk on you, and I'm pointing at you, and I'm hitting you with the. Hey man, shout out to the ladies though. I like the fact that Caitlin Clark is saying, hey, she asking her teammate, hey man, you might have to teach me that. You might have to teach me that hold you had in there. Just to get her up off me. Because you look real
cool. Cunningham for being her her bully for the evening. But you're just talking about Angel Reese, and we were talking a few weeks ago about embracing the villain role and things of that nature. And Angel Reese embracing another thing. Everyone's been tearing her down, calling her like the queen of me bounds and things of that nature. So Angel Reese filed for a trademark and it's going to be making some money off of that phrase, me bounds. Listen. You know, I know she's deflecting at this point in time, and me and Ben have already said this. We want Angel Reese to succeed. We do. She just has to continue to work on her game, like, and I'm glad that she's not letting this thing, you know, bring her down, put her in a dark mental state or things of that nature. But is this really a flex, dude? Because I don't feel like it is. I think she should just be more worried about honing in on her skills, you know, getting better from the floor, getting better with her shot. I think she, you know, at this point in time, she's like Dennis Rodman. You know what I mean? She the rebounds are all hers. She could be the queen of the rebounds. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Don't matter if you're getting your own rebounds, your team. I get it. You're a rebounding machine. There ain't nothing wrong with being that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But just continue to develop the rest of your game. Don't let yourself fall into this. This is who I am. This is who I'm going to be type of mentality.
I mean, I get it. We live in a time now. It's all about branding. How can I make my brand bigger? I know she signed with Reebok. I know she's on the Netflix thing with Shaq and Allen Iverson being the president, vice president of Reebok. But I think it's one of those things she kind of almost has to do, Steven, because she can't run. It's almost like she can't run from it. And that is what she's known for. She'll sit up. I mean, she's going to get her own rebounds. So let's try to make a couple of dollars on it. And I think, too, it's almost like it's her way of coping with it. Because you know, she deal with a lot. I'm not saying that she don't deal with a bunch of stuff that she probably shouldn't have to deal with. Some of it is her fault. Some of it isn't. And because it's all in the same soup, we don't know what is what. But I think it's her just trying to take advantage of a nickname that she probably didn't like. But, you know, you got this team around you that does this, you know, analytical research. And, hey, when we punch the numbers, we can, you know, I mean, whoever over the trademarking bureau or jurisdiction, they probably get some of the craziest stuff. They said, you know, we got Angel Reese trying to get me bounds now. Really? Yeah, what's a me bound? You know what a me bound is? Just turn on the table, Angel Reese. She's been doing it since LSU. Now with the, you know what I'm saying, with the Chicago Sky. So no, it's shout out to her though, man. I mean, we live in a social media driven world, sensationalized clickbait world. I'm pretty sure now Lamar Jackson, when you try to trademark 8 from Dale Earnhardt, that's not. We ain't doing that. Like, you ain't that big. But now here's the thing: if somebody else almost already trademarked it, that would be funny. Sorry, man. Somebody else, who? Caitlin Clark. What?
That would have been the ultimate rivalry. Like that would have been the ultimate rivalry in your face moment. Oh man. Now I know we don't get to talk a whole lot about college football, but do you see this? The NCAA is going to pay back former athletes upwards of $2.88 million. Or billion, I'm sorry. Are you getting a cut of that, brother? What's going on?
I'll take some of it. I mean, I don't think I am. I think it only goes back to like 2015 or something like that. Okay. So this is what the NCAA is really saying, Stephen, when it comes to this stuff. The NCAA done effed around and found out that they was BSing a long time. I mean, we go back as far as like when Lamar Jackson was at Louisville, when Johnny Manziel was at Texas A&M. You had certain players that they were bigger. They were some of the biggest names in sports, not just college, but there was no NCAA at that time. There was no monetizing on your jerseys. There was no monetizing on your name and image likeness. And I said this. I said, once they open up the floodgates to NIL, how far back do they got to go? Because some of these players are popular because of social media. Some of these players were popular with no social media. They were just as popular. Now, the 2.88 billion, that's up there. But here's the thing. Let me show you how those numbers get real
It
small.
ain't much. It ain't much when you spread it around.
Oh no, I'm about to say because we talking about certain players that was on the team that think they're gonna get something. It don't work like that. You'll get a check for $100. So it ain't gonna be what you think. Some of the NCAA is trying to right its wrongs because for everybody that seemed to think the NIL, transfer portal, the NCAA knew this was coming and they sat on their hands. They didn't do anything. They waited on the government to do it. Yeah, we know how that's gonna work. Okay. I'm just saying. So we'll see what athletes. I mean, there are a lot of athletes that come to mind that's going to definitely benefit from this, but there's a lot of athletes that never made it to the NFL, that never had big time NFL careers that's going to benefit from this. And we associate players with these schools. Louisville. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater, Jair Alexander, Lamar Jackson. I couldn't give you many more than that. Texas A&M, Mike Evans, Johnny Manziel. Couldn't give you more. Oh, I'm sorry. Myles Garrett. Von Miller, Myles Garrett, Mike Evans, Johnny Manziel. When you talk about Auburn, Cam Newton, they had Jason Campbell and Ronnie Brown and, Cadillac Williams and Carlos Rogers, but it hasn't been many as of late, right? Geno Smith in West Virginia. It's been some guys. So we'll see how they divvy it up. But, however, the NCAA is trying to say, we're sorry. When the greatest thing that's going to happen, though, is when the Heisman Trophy had to be given back to Reggie Bush. They had to give it back. And they said, well, Reggie, can we do a private apology? No, you took it from the public. You can apologize publicly.
I'm glad he did it that way. He's like, no. You took it from me in public. You don't give it back to me in private now.
Yeah, Steven, you and your lady out in the restaurant mess up y'all order, and then y'all go viral, and then they come out that they was in the wrong. Hey, Steven, listen, we're going to do something privately. No, you're not. We're going to do this public. We're going to go live. What? Yep. I want you to say what your name is. I want you to say what your position is. I want you to say what you did, and I want you to say how you're going to make it right now. That's the least you can do, because if not, I'm gonna unleash social media on you and you won't have a business. So don't do that. And when I come out and say I forgive them, it's cool. And the financial agreement that they've agreed upon, I appreciate that. They're gonna say, dude, we didn't agree to no financial anything. You're gonna have to do it now because I just said it publicly. What? Hey, you embarrassed me. I'm embarrassed you.
And talking about forgiveness and social media and everything like this, we got to talk about Henry Ruggs getting able to be getting a private release to kind of talk to some people. And one of the big comments came out that just he wished he could turn back the hands of time. He just this is something he can't escape. And the other part of it was he gets upset because of the fact that this situation kind of gets always brought up. His face gets brought up. It gets put publicly out there in the news, and these people's families have to relive that moment again and again and again. And people are upset, that how the judicial system works. That there's a possibility that he'll have a chance to play again in the NFL before his athletic prime is no longer there. Like granted, what he did was egregious. Terrible. 140 some miles an hour in a 40 mile an hour zone. People lost their lives. He lost his career. He lost his freedom. I don't think we punish somebody to the point where we say we're putting them underneath the jail and locking the key and forgetting this guy exists. No, because then you don't give him any chance of redemption. You don't redeem that person. You just deem that again, heinous act. It's not like he wasn't a young dumb kid that just wasn't. This is what we talk about all the time about having these athletes talk to, put them around the right people, get in the way out of the way of X way of thinking, B way of thinking. He had a car he probably shouldn't have, showing off, trying to impress somebody he didn't really need to impress, and unfortunately people lost their lives for it. I don't think that Henry Ruggs should have to pay with his entire prime of his life for it. Do I think it's something where he should be, if he's going back to the NFL where there's some type of restitution? Well, he's always going to have to pay some type of restitution. I don't think even if he winds up getting a big contract coming back to somewhere that he's going to be living this lavish life. He's always going to have this hanging over his head. We're always going to have someone who won't forgive him for it, outside of the people who lost a family member. There are just people that love to sit there and tear these guys down. I don't think this is something we have to do. I'm glad that he's having this opportunity, and I do hope when he is released in a few years that that some team gives him an opportunity to allow him to redeem himself. Not just, what he has to do in life, but to say, like, listen, I made this bad mistake, but I didn't lose a chance to be able to be a special athlete, to be able to contribute to a team, potentially, be a playoff team, a Super Bowl team, be a champion again. What do you think on this, man?
No, I agree. Henry Ruggs is a cautionary tale of what happens when you're young, rich, famous, and drive extremely fast. When you're the most famous one, it's hard for your friends, family members to tell you no. Hey man, slow down. Hey man, you don't need to give me your keys. Because what Henry Ruggs is realizing now, that sometimes much is given, much is required, and it ain't fair, right? It ain't fair. I can sympathize and empathize with him when he says that every time they bring me up, they got to see this. Well, that family got to live it every day. Whether they see you or not, Henry, they got to live it. Their family member ain't coming back. And I get how it makes you feel and the hurt that you have, but you still have your life, and you still have a chance to be able to, even if you don't get to play football before, you're gonna end up being, a speaker, and you're gonna be an advocate for, this type of behavior and what not to do. But I also agree with Henry when he says this isn't the Henry Ruggs I am now. This isn't the person. And one mistake as a celebrity will cost you the rest of your life reputation. It could. I mean, Ray Rice is a cautionary tale. And I'm never an advocate for SA or domestic violence. And the woman that he struck at the time is now his wife. But you can't do that. And I think for Henry, even going back to something Nick Saban said, he goes, how different could his life have been have somebody been strong enough in his camp to say, dude, you ain't doing this. I think it was going like 156. He's lucky to still have his life. Yeah. To still be able to walk about it, talk about it. But for Henry Ruggs, let this serve, as a warning to everybody, celebrity or not, athlete or not, famous or not. Just because you want to enjoy yourself could cost you and someone else, not just your life and their life, but the family that they leave behind lives. But I do hope that Henry Ruggs does get to redeem himself. I hope that if an NFL team gives him an opportunity, that he fully understands what comes with it. That he understands, look, man, you can't just be another player. You're going to have to be a face for this. You're going to have to stand out. It's like Michael Vick when he got out of jail. Do I think he should have went to jail for what happened to him?
Talk about MV7 because
but do I think who's
the guy that's visiting him? Who's his teammate that's showing him love?
Exactly. I mean, and I'm pretty sure
Devontae Smith is the one that's been continually going to visit him and checking on him.
And I think
don't be surprised if it does happen, if he winds up here in Philadelphia, because the culture that is here is so special that they can show him this is how it's done. This is how we're supposed to do it.
And to tell Henry, look, this is going to be a part of your purpose for the rest of your life, to be able to be a face. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Michael Vick is a huge advocate for the Humane Society now. So when people say, how could he? Well, I am not condoning what Michael Vick did. I'm not trying to take this conversation. But what he was involved in is something that he grew up around. I'm not condoning it, but but everybody ain't Michael Vick. And it took Michael Vick doing it to crack down on it. And yeah, people can say, hey, man, did the punishment fit the crime? Nope. But the person who's done it, he's a face of not just something that shouldn't have been going on. He was the face of a franchise. He was the face of the Falcons at the time. He was a number 1 overall pick. He had signed a $100 million contract. You had the Michael Vick experience. In Atlanta, for people who didn't know, they used to have this place called Nike Town. They should have called it Vic Town. That's all you saw in Nike Town. If you are Henry Ruggs, call Michael Vick. Ask Michael Vick, how do I handle this? Not just trying to be a professional athlete again. How do I lend my celebrity, my influence, my impact, my voice to this cause? Because whether you want to know it or not, Henry Ruggs, this is going to be a part of your life forever. It's how you handle it now. Saying, I don't want those people to have to relive it. They live it every day. Every day. You saying something to the family, you trying to make amends with the family, you're going to have to get used to being uncomfortable. You're going to have to get used to being in places that you ain't comfortable in, inconveniencing yourself. Because what you did to them is an inconvenience. What you did to them rocked their world and their lives. So I think for Henry, it's not so much why me, why not me? Because it's over, it's happened. Become and who knows, man, this could be something greater. Because look, football, basketball, baseball, track, soccer, if you are a celebrity athlete, that's not your life. That's how you got introduced to the world. What you gonna do with these platforms and your influence and your impact now? So Henry, I'm on your side. I'm empathetic to you, young man, but use this as an opportunity to, if it is the Philadelphia Eagles, to say, how can I be in this Philadelphia Eagles, this Philadelphia community in a way, Mr. Lowry, Howie Roseman, you got one of the best. No, you got the best PR in front office there is in sports as far as like help. They've done this before. They've literally done
it. And here's the thing: if you think about it, Ben, Michael Vick isn't the only person they did it to. Like the reason why Jalen Carter's an Eagle is because he also had similar situations, and he's here and he's succeeding, and not just that, who he is as a person is even more so. I don't know if you've seen his comments recently, like, because everyone was talking about it. Me and you've already talked about he gonna get paid, and he's talking about money's good and all that. But after we won that ring, and he saw how he just worried about getting back to another Super Bowl. He don't care about his contract. He don't care about his money. And we're talking about character of this team. The character of this team is so dynamic. It's insane. Because we were talking about it last night. Bringing it back up again when they just interviewed Jalen's agent, and his one thing when he signed his contract is don't screw the team. Make sure my team is around me. This team is special from top to bottom, from ball boy, water boy, all the way up to the GM and owner. It's such a rare thing to see these days, and I got to bring this up now since we. I came across this one, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this one. The Mount Rushmores of owners in the NFL, we have to put Jeffrey Lurie in there now. I know. Yeah. We got you got a lot of football owners that were special. Al Davis, right? Jerry Jones. You have to put Jerry Jones in there as an owner. Yeah, absolutely. As what he done as a GM to destroy his team over the last 30 years, I won't put him there. Nope. But as an owner, Jerry Jones is special, right?
He is. I mean,
what Jeffrey Lurie has done over the past 25 years is also special.
He really is. And unfortunately, you have to win Super Bowls for people to realize how great of an owner you are and what you do for the communities and these causes that you give money to. The Lord, they ain't just started doing this. And listen, social media makes it so that we can see what they're doing. They ain't just, oh man, I can give money to causes. Yeah. Like, how do you think you become a billionaire? No, how do you stay a billionaire? You got to find a way to do something with this money. You can't just, go buy yachts and put your feet up. But yeah, Al Davis is not given enough credit for the influence he has as an owner and the impact he had. But I know he's not going to get
AFL, NFL if it wasn't for Al Davis.
Yep. I mean, Jerry Jones is influential, but now we talking about branding. Oh, Jerry Jones on the Mount Rushmore for branding. But I mean, we ain't heard from you in this long. Laura did. I mean, think about this. The greatest coach in Eagles history is over there in Kansas City. He learned how to do it in Philly. I could take what I've learned here and do it over there. Vince Papale.
I remember when he was in Green Bay. What was he? He was the offensive line coach, was he not?
Yeah. That's when they had that legendary. Yeah, it was a. What when people talk about ownership, people saying, "Look, man, I wanna use my team and my influence and my money and my impact to influence. I ain't here to just people sit up straight when I walk in the building. How you doing, Mr. No. Like, I want Philadelphia. I want these causes to be better because I'm in a position to make it better. I don't want the credit for it. I want to be known for being a part of the solution, not just, listen, I'm the owner of the freaking Eagles. Like, I'm good. Like, what? Like, my team is the best team in football. Most people will not get to say their team is the best in anything outside of being a part of the league. No, we got the best team. We're the best GM. We're the best coach. We're the best front office. We're the best quarterback. We're the best running back. We're the best infrastructure. We're the best culture. We got the best culture in football. You don't got to like it. I want to extend. Did Laurie learn things about Philadelphia and the surrounding areas that he wouldn't have learned without him? No, man. I learned about the inner city, man. I learned about where these players come from, the causes that are important to them, why they play as hard as they do, why they give back their philanthropic work, their humanitarian work, their, So I think he is, and I think that it's only gonna grow because it used to be a time Mr. Laurie used to go into owners' meetings and he's respected, but his voice wasn't the loudest. It's Jerry. It's obviously, when you talk about Robert Kraft and what he's done. Now, Mr. Laurie, you got something to say? You good? Okay. Because what he
spoke
did
for an hour at the latest owners.
That's what I'm saying. What he did when he spoke about the tush push, what he did, Stephen, is this. He's saying, look, I didn't think I would be around this team long enough to see a play that is truly unstoppable. Like, truly. They're doing it. And now, and because he said, I'm doing this on behalf of three things. The Eagles, the team, and the freaking fans. That way, they'll say, I done all I could and I left. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take this pen. I'm going to drop it and I'm walking out. Just to be told, probably by, Howie Roseman, they didn't ban it. Stop lying. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying it because of your impassioned speech or Jason Kelsey, but take that, Sean McDermott. Take that, Green Bay. Because Philadelphia said, what's y'all anthem? They don't like us. They hate us.
No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. We're from Philly. Philly. No one likes us. We don't care.
I respect. Mr. Laurie said, I don't always going to get a chance to use my voice on behalf of my team, the fans, and this, in this front office. I done typed it out. I'm ready. Let me get some water. Let me stretch out a little bit. Let's do it. Hey, and now you're gonna probably have other owners saying, wait a minute, I can use my voice like that? Yeah, but just make sure that you're not just speaking on behalf of yourself. Make sure you're speaking on behalf of your team, your city, your culture, the front office. Hey man, that's dope. I think it's dope. But yeah, I will put them on my Mount Rushmore, no doubt about it, because I'm doing it. My team is the best, relevant. What I do is relevant, and what we do as a city. Because now he said, I can tell you what we really do in Philly. If you really want to know, we a hard-nosed city. We gritty, we grimy, we get it out the mud. We don't care how nobody think outside of Philly. But guess what? You can't beat us. No matter what, you cannot beat us. You can say whatever you want to say. When you put them cleats in the grass, let's do it then. And you don't got to like Jalen Hurts is built to be a Philadelphia Eagle. I know he's from Texas, went to Alabama, spent a year in Oklahoma, That boy bleed Philadelphia green, man. And hey, man, he ain't going nowhere. He's just watching all these other quarterbacks get paid who ain't done nothing.
I know you happy about your hot Campbell, but I was just talking about Jalen Carter and what he said about Ty Robinson is like I said, that they ain't gonna miss Milton Williams.
He's moving good. He's a big boy. He's here and he's working. I think he's gonna have a big. Yeah, well, listen, and that's what you. Listen, Jalen Carter is a student of the game. You know why? Jalen understands this. If I'm essentially I'm the face of the defense, I get it. I'm one of the faces of the team. I got to use my voice to get y'all to put attention on other players. Because that's how you do it. Hey, man, talk about the game. Before I do, man, I hope y'all saw my teammate. I hope y'all saw this guy. Because that's what you – because when Ty sees that, he goes, dude, listen, somebody get in the paper. He reads it.
That boy the vanilla gorilla, and I can see why now.
Listen, and then he looks at Jalen, and Jalen go, I mean every word. Because I got to talk about players who I'm going to need in crunch time, who we're going to need when the game's on the line. A player will go and run through a wall for you when you know how you feel. I mean, he let me know how you feel. And listen, and Jalen saying, listen, if I'm gonna be critical of you in private, I'm only gonna praise you in public. I will never say nothing bad about you in public. And if somebody says something bad about you to me in public, I know how to redirect the conversation. That's when you a pro. That's when you doing it. Jalen, like, look, man, I'm the best D tackle in football. That's taking nothing away from Chris Jones. That's taking nothing away from Cam Hayward. I'm gonna get my money. Howie Roseman, I'm gonna get my money. I ain't worrying about that. My goal is to be a Saquon Barkley type teammate. Go about my business like a Jalen Hurts. Understand that I can read books on the sideline because of A.J. Brown if I want to now, right? It's like you got so many great examples on the team of, wait a minute, you mean to tell me I could be my full authentic self as long as I ball? Yep, and as long as you keep it professional, long as you don't bring negative attention, long as you don't cast a negative cloud, and long as you don't mess up the reputation of this team and this organization and this city, boy, you could do it times 10. That's a scary proposition, man. Because I did not know I could be my full self when I was in the NFL. They said, as long as you handling your business, man, as long as you ain't becoming a distraction, be yourself. Be who you are. And really, and we're here to help you be everything you want to become outside of football while you have this platform. We got former players in racing.
I'm gonna let you know something
got T. You don't think Jason Kelsey used that? He's using it.
I'm gonna let you know this. Remember how we were talking about the Caitlin Clark effect, right?
Yeah.
You know, Sophie Cunningham sold out on Fanatics.com, right? Her jersey, you can't get it right now.
What?
Yo, if I'm Angel Reese at this point in time, I'm like, listen, trade me to Indiana. I ain't want to be a rival no more. I want to make that money right along with her.
Hey, I was about to say, Caitlin. Yeah, Caitlin. Listen, I know that Caitlin signed with Nike and Angel signed with Reebok. If you Caitlin, right? She went to Iowa. Then she went. If you are Angel who went to LSU, now she went to Sky. You say, hey, how can we do something together? What you mean?
Right?
We gotta take advantage of this momentum, man. Like when Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, they did in the offseason. It's like, look, on the court is on the court, right? I mean, Magic said what blew him away was we go. He said, I'm out to think we've been to play. He said, I ain't never did this before. I'm thinking we've been to play a real game. No, we got the commercial, we got the camera crew. He said his mama cooked for us. He said, but every time we played the Celtics, wasn't no pleasantries. Wasn't no, hey, what's up? He wouldn't talk to
me.
But
that was a different time, too. If you think about it, like that was when you still had a whole lot of this, white versus black hatred, racism, and it was still very, very, very prevalent. Like, if you watched any of those 30 for 30 things, it was, bunch of angry white Irish guys, sitting there throwing every type of adjective they could at you to try to get you off your game and get a reaction out of you. It was hot. It was hot. it was hot when they went to Boston. When it was in LA, they got the nice big air conditioning. It was just a different environment. So yeah, it was definitely, from what what we've seen, what we've heard, it was a different environment. And like I said, man, I can't wait to see what comes next for the WNBA. I hope we continue to get athletes like this. I know what was that, Paige Beckers or whatever it is. She's kind of the phenom this year out of it. I hope that these young girls are going to just showcase the talent that is already there. Because I already said there's a couple girls running around the WNBA right now who are the best player or players in the game. They don't get enough attention. They don't.
Yep.
Like we took that. These are the stars that we're all talking about right now. But
there's
more than a handful of girls right now.
WNBA
they need their flowers too. Go ahead, Bob.
Absolutely, but the WNBA have to pattern their game similar to the NBA, and so the NBA is about the players. That's why we say LeBron and KD and Steph and Halliburton and SGA. What I'm saying, Jokic and Giannis. You want to say who Angel, who Caitlin? It's like you need who Aja. You need that stuff. And like I say, are the games gonna be chippy? Yeah, because the game's always chippy. Are the games gonna be hard fought? Yes. But the stars got to continue to align. I mean, and like I'm gonna keep saying, Caitlin Clark is not the best player in the WNBA. She's the most important, but she knows she is. It's one thing to be it. It's another thing to. Patrick Mahomes knows he's the best player, most important player in the NFL. He knows it. He knows it, right?
He doesn't go broadcasting. I think that's why people love Patrick, because he has that I guess Jordan-esque quality. He already knows where his place is, and he doesn't have to go and announce it to everyone. He doesn't have to go running around saying I'm the best player in the game right now, like another star player does in another star sport. But as we're getting down to the last few minutes, obviously, Irving didn't make it on with us. We will reschedule it ASAP, regardless.
No doubt.
Me and Ben's got to make some time around his schedule, or however that works. We'll make it happen. I know we had a couple Dolphin fans in the chat that were looking forward to hearing from Irving. We will get him on there. It's not something
we'll get him. He can. Irving, you can't run from us. We coming.
No matter when we get him on, we'll have a blast, regardless if it's here on the Fan in the End. We put it on another program. We do something like what we just did with Ricky, pre-recorded at another day or time. We gonna get it all lined up and get them in there. Ben, your parting shot for this afternoon.
Another great episode. Always a pleasure being on with you, Stephen. Shout out to the ladies of the WNBA. Angel Reese, I know you got the me bounds. You might want to put something else on. You and Caitlin, because listen. If Caitlin got people selling out because of a game, I'm selling out because of a game. Y'all might be missing some ducats. I mean, I know. Listen, when people say I don't care about the money, they ain't saying they don't want the money. They saying that it ain't their highest priority. I'm just saying, Caitlin, you got Shaq, AI, Caitlin, and Angel. Y'all can work something, man. Y'all can work something together. And I'm giving y'all free ideas. I'm just saying, but no, man, for the fan in the end, hey man, look, if you want to talk life, sports, fun, come to the Fan in the End, man. We over here, we listen. This we for everybody. But if you say something dumb, particularly about Jalen Hurts, we're gonna just call you out. We ain't calling you dumb. We just calling what you say dumb. Man, you be you.
Joe Cameron needs to bury himself in his own grave and he ever does sports talk media, because I already buried Spike Eskin earlier this year. His whole family needs to stay away from sports media, but Joe Cameron needs to find another line of work. If you really honestly think that he is not a top 5 athlete in this city right now. The man has 2 Super Bowl appearances in the first 5 years in the league, and everyone's been doubting this kid since the time he put freaking cleats on in the NFL. So I'm gonna leave it at that. We're gonna have some fun here on the network. You're gonna be seeing me and Ben be goofy a lot more over the next few weeks as as Scott and Candy gonna jump over the pond and enjoy themselves a little European vacation. So we're gonna do our own type of me bounds and have fun here on the network. Pat Combs is gonna be joining us next Monday talking baseball. Other than that, I'm gonna keep everything close to the vest. I'm Steve. He's Ben. This is another episode of The Fan and the End. Catch you later, guys.